YouTube, Danny Staten here on the Daily Dan Blog. I'm back with what Dave Sunstorm will definitely not call the good stuff. I'm back with what Pat McCormick will call crap. That's right, I'm taking on true Hollywood romance. For Valentine's Day, and a special happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies watching today, let me apologize for this in advance and recommend that all females turn the channel now and not watch this. Yeah, that's right, it's Charlton Comics. It's from 1968. It's the number 48. It's Hollywood romance, starring a guy named Weinstein. Oh, God. Just to point out the fact, I can think of 1,000 different comic books I'd rather be reviewing than anything to do with Valentine's Day, love, or romance, because all that stuff is as foreign to me as the Russians. So action, let's get this video started. This video is presented to you by Miramax. That's right, all the little teenage girls that buy this magazine back in 1968, the 12 and 13-year-olds who love true romance, really needed car ads in the front of their comic books when you could get a car for $895. Oh my God, does anybody remember the 60s? Yeah, that's a good title. The Boy I Left Behind for TV in Hollywood. Kind of says it all if you're reading along with me. It's the story of the girl in the yellow dress and her boyfriend, Nick. Hey, that chick looks real familiar. Dun, 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 dun. Wait a minute. I think from now on I'm just going to call that girl Marlo. What do you think? Marlo and Nick win the big dance contest, apparently put on by Miramax. Harvey's running the show, that's right. Harvey in the blue jacket, Marlo in yellow, and Nick in brown. Nick is so happy that him and Marlo won the dance contest. But Harvey ain't having none of that. He wants Marlo to dance with him on the TV show. Nick, you're a loser. But Nick, I love you. I love you too, Marlo. Marlo and Nick are in love. But Harvey will try to come in between them. Oh, good Lord. So Info Panels brought to you by the Daily Dan Blog. I give you a bad Miramax movie. BBB, help me. So Marlo's bragging to all her friends that she made the show and Nick got cut. Nick's all upset about it. Marlo's getting a big head. Marlo's can't wait to talk this over with her mom. And in usual Hollywood fashion, Marlo's mom is just as hot as she is and looks just as young. Marlo and her mom talking over. Marlo's mom gives her the best advice that anybody ever gave anybody in a Valentine's Day deal. Follow your heart, not the money. Marlo's little friends fills her head with ideas of stardom. Marlo's big head even turns on her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's upset. He's ill. He's like, your horizons are lost or something. She's got lost horizons. And I dare you to say that to me, so her head, and that kind of puts her eye back on Mr. Harvey. Mr. Harvey's making the moves. Mr. Harvey's talking crap. Mr. Harvey wants to take Marlo for a ride. Marlo's seeing something. She's hearing stories from other girls about Mr. Harvey may not be what you think. And everybody's dancing on the show tonight. Marlo does a great job. The world loves her and they clap for her. But Harvey's got other plans. Other plans for the winner, named Mary Jane. And I'm sorry, Marlo, there is no way Marlo could ever compete in her whole existence with Mary Jane. Mary Jane will always win. And now Nick's upset. He says it's not fair. He says, hey, you picked Mary Jane because you was going to smoke that ass later. Oh, Marlo holds Nick back and they say, forget this. Love is more important than a stupid contest. You turned down Harvey. Harvey picked Mary Jane. Life goes on in a twisted Hollywood romance way, Marlo and Nick wind up in love and together forever. Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, my book's damaged. Oh, gee whiz. Really? Really? There's a tore page? How did that happen? Ah! As I take a second look, I realize this comic book has some slight damage to the pages. That's not real bad. It's only on 2 pages and it's in the middle of the comic book. How much does that bring the value down, Chance? Jeez. And in full panels, more full panels, brought to you by the Daily Damn Blog. We're going to get Samuel Jarvis Productions. A second look. It's the story of a hot secretary who looks like Lucille Ball back in the 60s. I wonder if she was the model for this one. This hot secretary looking like Lucille Ball that I will be calling Janelle for this review. We're going to call, I don't know, that outfit looked like it come off Gilligan's Island, don't it? That could be a ginger. But I'm going to call her Janelle, as Janelle serves the head of the board. That's right, Janelle is the best secretary they are, as she deals with Senior, telling her that, hey, your son's been making some lewd remarks to me there, Senior. Senior says live with it, Janelle. It's part of the job. Janelle and her boss have the one-on-one. He continues to flirt and touch Janelle. Hey, Janelle's boss looks a little familiar. I can't remember who Janelle's boss reminds me of. Dun, 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 dun. Janelle can't take her boss Vince's advances. She goes to his dad and tells him, hey, Dad, your son's a perv. He says, live with it. It was on that rare day that Vince's son, Shane O'Mac, popped into the office. Janelle went through everything going on with Shane O'Mac, who quickly hired him a secretary, just like Janelle. They argue, they fight, they do not get along. Janelle says, I do not trust the boss. Well, this didn't work out right like real life, did it? That's right, Shane O'Mac kicks Dad to the curb. Shane O'Mac sent Dad out of town for a long vacation. Shane O'Mac took over all the production. Shane O'Mac is large and in charge. Shane O'Mac is dining and whining Janelle. Shane O'Mac makes her take a bath because she's nasty. What? No, she cleans up nice. She wants to look pretty for Shane O'Mac. She is attracted to Shane O'Mac. And in this Mandela Effect alternate timeline story that I produced, Shane O'Mac falls in love with Janelle. Janelle no longer is having her cradle robbed by Vinnie Mac. No, Janelle is getting fresh and happily marrying Shane O'Mac. I wonder if this is how Shane got his wife. Maybe I should have named her something else. See, in real life, I guess he married the black-haired girl. Wah, wah, wah. And finally, we get a commercial. Thank God I finally get something I actually want to talk about. That's right. I want to talk about that really cool little cannon you could have ordered back in the day that really shot little plastic balls that would put your eye out. Yeah, or the incredible smoke bomb that would start fires and burn small buildings down and get you in trouble. You get 40 hours of community service if you throw a smoke bomb in somebody's storage building and it burns it down, just so you know. And then you get the surprise package, which turns out to be a bunch of other little garbage you wished you never had, mostly made of paper. You get the secret spy scope, which was pretty cool. You look through this little pen and you can see far away like a little miniature telescope. Hey, I still got mine laying around here some bloody where. You get the trick soap. It makes you turn black. Oh, that stuff is so hard to get off of. I really, really hated that stuff. You got the exhaust whistle. It wakes your dad up at 3 o'clock in the morning and gets you a beating you will never forget. And then you get these x-ray glasses that do not freaking work. You can't see through no chick's clothes with them. Trust me. I ordered 3 pair and could never get one to work. And then you get the wonderful onion bubble gum, which I tormented my little sister with. Ha, 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 ha. Or the whoopee cushion, which was defective. And then you get Just Jeanette. That's right, a long, drug out Dear Abby style column about advice to young girls who want to seek love in Hollywood and how to not wind up on the casting room couch. Oh, good Lord. And then you get a world unto yourself. You can learn Kiksuko or judo. You can learn lightning jiu-jitsu. You can become a master martial artist. And if none of that works, maybe you can hypnotize them long enough to run away like a wuss. I would have ordered all these fan photos, but I was 3 years old. I was 3 years old in 1968 when this book come out. I suppose all these people were real popular back then. But I probably would have ordered every one of these pictures, you know. So in full panels brought to you by the Daily Damn Blog. It's another movie starlet in love story. That's right, young Frederica. Young Frederica Krueger. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, come on, really? We know where this girl got her outfit. Look at this. That's right, Frederica's an actress. Frederica Krueger is in a love scene. A strong love scene. She's supposed to kiss. But the guy gets a little fresh. He gets slapped in the face. That's right, she slapped the director. The director, that be Bob Hope, right in the face for telling her she needs to be a little more loving in the scene. So in full panels, we get the Frederica Krueger story. But because it's Valentine's Day, it'll probably end well. That's right, Frederica lives the life of glamour with maids and drivers atop her castle of glass. Frederica lives the life of a supermodel and famous actress, surrounded by this McMahon-looking goose with presents, surrounded by the Weinsteins of the world that all want her attention. But she only has eyes for Dean. Dean tries to make peace between Frederica and the director, Bob Hope. You can tell it's Bob Hope by his big nose. Bob Hope is telling the writer, we need a script rewrite, which has less lovable action that Frederica don't like. The writer says, man, you talk about it, Dean. She leads Dean around to the back of the movie studio and fires it up. The smoke don't work. Dean is not influenced in her spell and says, leave me alone. Yeah, that's right. Dean returns to Frederica, who accuses him of messing around with the stunt double. He said, no, we just burned a bogey. It wasn't no big deal. They kiss, and they get even more romantic. Now Bob Hope's all mad. He says, no, he rewrote it. You're not supposed to go down like that, but they go down, and they go down hard because they're in love. And isn't love wonderful? Isn't Valentine's Day wonderful? I should do a shout out. Be sure to check out my friend Dave Sunstorm and his incredible brother Steven Sunstorm, the Good Stuff Brothers, here on YouTube. Be sure to check out Pat McCormack at the Golden Rage of TV. Hey, he did some really good interviews lately. And my partner in crime, Thrash Pondo Pons. Hey, we did a show Sunday you should check out on disaster movies. It was awesome. And then, of course, there's Chrissy at Brainbenders Banners. And with a special Happy Valentine's Day to all. Let me read off the other good stuff, guys. Hey, BK on the air, Big Guys 45s, my friend Corey at Corey's Comedy Channel, my flux Sarah. We love you, Sarah. The Nostalgic Pod Blast Chance. He's got some really good stuff up on his channel. Retro Nerd Girl, Brain Benders, Banners, baby. Retro Nerd Girl, AAP Homestead, we miss you. The Unapologetic Geek. And a special shout out to my friend Gypsy Road Eric. We miss you, brother. And everybody be sure to check out Bigfoot Michigan Rob's books, True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1 and Book 2. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan Blog. I almost slept and didn't do shout outs to the end of the book. Oh, wow. Anyway, Frederica had to wash that nasty hair. Frederica's making it look good. Dean and her are falling madly in love. It's just a love story for the times. Bob Hope is all happy that they're in love and suggests they get married. And he proposes. And They're gonna get married, and oh my God, look at the nose on Bob Hope. The end. That's the end of the story. Why am I elated and happy that this stuff is over? And in a side note, we get to see Dean and Frederica's wonderful wedding. It's a bonus. They get married. They go down the road of life and start working on them children. And a happy Valentine's Day ending to all. Well, after being married 3 times and seeing the end of this book, I really feel like throwing up in my shoes. And now back to some ads. There's something I'd rather talk about. That's right, it's these really cool waterproof sports calendar watches you could have had for $12 back in the day. I had one. It lasted forever. I don't know what happened to it. Or you could have had these bracelets with your really cool little lovey name on them. You could have got one for $1.75 for your little girlfriend and been a star. Somewhere in my past, I think I actually had a couple of these. Heck, I think I still got one somewhere. And if you wanted to be an artist and create your own comics, this is how you done it. You had to join the Art Institute later on in life in later comic books. They had these little dog and monkey and cow or something you could draw and send it in, but back then, you just had to send in the ad and they would send you a brochure. Or you could have had astronaut tough strength. You could have trained like the astronauts. You could have been ready for space with a physique like Mr. Universe if you had just ordered this. I bet Michael Harper wishes he had ordered this. Oh my God, I remember this. I sold these one year. It's the famous Christmas cards. That's right, Wallace Brown Incorporated give you the chance to sell Christmas cards. You get a big book showing each sample. People would order them and write you a check or a money order, and you would send it in, and they would send back all these really cool personalized Christmas cards. And you sell enough of them, could have won a bicycle or a go-kart. I wore a, I won something once with that, but it wasn't a real good prize. It was a sled and it fell apart and I got hurt. So that's my incredibly creepy look at Hollywood romance. My Valentine's Day special for the people who aren't real fond of Valentine's Day like me. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that stupid little bell, and be sure to join me for a much better video in the future. Couldn't get much worse than this, right? Until next time, blog over, dudes.